It's a Texas weather discussion video for Tuesday, the 16th of July. I'm Donovan Neal. Mostly sunny and hot is the few words for the next 10 days, especially for these next 2 days, as we're pretty much in hot and humid weather conditions. So here's the upper air map across the continental United States. You can see our upper high is slowly beginning to build all the way to the east once we get rid of the remnant low of Barry, which is in northern Arkansas. I think we'll see most of the nation's southern sector be in a upper high mostly. Temperatures early this morning as a result of that upper high were in the low 80s to upper 70s early this morning, and we'll be in the upper 90s later today. And we'll also have a heat advisory in effect for much of the DFW metroplex and much of North Texas and also parts of Oklahoma. But go up north where they are under an excessive heat watch for the nation's Corn Belt, and off to the west we have excessive heat warnings and red flag warnings in effect. And also just to the east of us we have flash flood warnings and some flash flood watches in effect for parts of the Mississippi River Valley, where they're still experiencing some of the remnants of Barry. But we'll be pretty hot for the next couple of days. On the convective outlooks, we have standard slight risk of severe storms for places like North and South Dakota, Montana, Wyoming, Nebraska, and also parts of Northeast Texas as well. Still dealing with some of the remnants of Barry. Same thing pretty much on day 2, and on day 3 we have marginal risk of severe storms for parts of the High Plains and also parts of the Great Lakes states. Here's the average rainfall for the next 7 days. You can see most of the nation's rainfall pretty much in Mississippi, again, dealing with the remnants of Barry, and down here, almost close to nothing for much of north central Texas. I think we may see some storms or two next week with potential surface front coming through, but I think most of this week should be mostly rain-free. And on the tropics, good news. Other than the remnants of Barry, the Atlantic Basin stays mostly quiet and dry. Nothing new expected for the next 7 days at least. So let's take a look at our dailies here. This is the 06Z run of the GFS filed this afternoon at 4 o'clock local time. You can see we have that weakness in the westerlies. Again, that's that remnants of Barry. We have ridging down here, and of course, as a result of that, we'll stay mostly dry. Again, we'll be mostly hot with highs in the upper 90s. We have that heat advisory in effect today and also tomorrow with heat indices around 105 to 110. Very, very dangerous, potentially dangerous heat if you're not careful. But we stay dry for the rest of the week. Here's Thursday, here's Friday, here's Saturday, and here's Sunday. Not much change in the forecast for this week. Highs mostly in the upper 90s. We could see 100 degree days, maybe 1 or 2 of those days during the weekend. And here's Monday of next week. Monday, surface front. There's the surface front, or the rare July surface front, basically positioned over the Central Plains. And a week from today, Tuesday, the 23rd of July, you can see we have that weakness, that trough in the Gulf of Mexico and off to the east is actually helping put a little weakness in the ridge here, and down here that surface front basically drops down here, and we'll have to mention a chance of some isolated storms for much of north and central Texas as a result of that. But we'll still be in the mid to upper 90s though. And here's the end of the 10-day forecast period. This is Thursday the 25th. You can see we have troughing in the Gulf, and down here not indicative of a tropical cyclone actually, but we will have that weakness in the ridge, and hey, we'll take that. Let's take a look at the numbers for the next 15 days coming off the GFS ensemble. Highs mostly in the upper 90s for the rest of this week, but with that weakness in the upper high for next week, we'll see highs dropping a little to the low to mid 90s side, which will feel very, very great because I know some people will be starting band camp later next week. That's it for the Texas weather discussion video for today. I'm Warren in the blog. Next video here will be posted at around 7 a.m. tomorrow morning. If you can't catch our local TV stations on the air this afternoon at 4, 5, 6, and 10 o'clock. Thanks for watching. Have a great day, and Godspeed.